All right, what's going on, guys, and welcome to another M5 video. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of what I'm gonna call a spring drive and a spring update for this car. I have my hands full with it. I bought a lot of stuff for it, and a lot of stuff is on the way, so there will be lots of content. Before we hit the road, I wanna give you a quick walk around, and then as we're driving through some of the roads here, I'll give you sort of thoughts and plans for the car and impressions after owning it for a little bit. So of course, older car that's been through, I think, 2 owners before me, so actually not too bad, but you don't always know exactly what you're getting into. So we'll do a quick walk around and then we will hit the road. So let's just start from the back of the car here. Of course, hopefully you guys can tell, exhaust tips have been freshly detailed. That's just a little bit of the powder from the exhaust cleaner, the P21S polishing soap. So look out for that video if it's not up already. Obviously makes a big difference. So one thing I did, not on camera, fresh license plate screws, and we have our little rubber or silicone kind of surround there for now. So that's looking pretty good. One thing I have on the list is facelift taillights. One thing I have an issue with upon doing them, because I bought this facelift taillights and I have them. However, you either need a resistor of some sort, which are completely sold out as far as I can tell, or you need to code the car and do some special wiring. So I'll have to kind of dig into a little bit deeper on how to get that done. So again, I have the part, but old car and limited parts. So let's make our way to the front of the car. Of course, we've got the 35% window tint. Did a dedicated video for that, as well as the PPF removal. So paint protection film, there's a bunch of sections. There was a big section here. Much better without it. So you just have kind of glossy paint or paint without the nasty PPF on it. So look out for that video. It's already up. It's been out for a few weeks now. If you're interested in PPF removal, that's been ancient. Obviously, we still have the OEM pre-facelift headlights here. You guys saw I bought a set, but that set was actually not xenon capable, and I was having so much issue with it. And then the refinishing of them was just really not up to my standards. So I ended up springing 4 European style facelift headlights. So they have not shipped yet. So hopefully in the next few weeks, I'll get a fresh, brand spanking new pair of European headlights, which will look so good on this car. So look good on any of these cars, but I'm really excited to finally get those. Something I've always wanted to do. So detailing, the plan. What I would like to do at this point is, the biggest thing is removing the paint protection film on the front bumper. So the front bumper still has paint protection film, and I will borrow a steamer or something like that, and then I will remove it. Then I will plan to do a full wash with decontamination, and then probably almost guaranteed to be a 2-step paint correction, and then I'll do a coating on the paint, and then all the plastics are coming off. So it's a fairly similar procedure as you guys have seen, but that'll be done over the course of at least a week, maybe 2, depending on my schedule. The wheels I will probably do after the fact, which ideally I wouldn't love to do that, but I think getting the paint done is going to be the most impactful and the thing that's bothering me the most anyways. So the wheels, like, they get dirty or whatever, like, I can coat them anytime, take them off, do whatever I'm gonna do. So I may wait to do those as well as the engine bay. So I'll see kind of how that plays out. If I was doing a customer's car or had a business, then obviously you wanna just do everything. But since it's my car, I may just do paint, plastic, glass, and then if I kind of run out of time, I can always come back and do the wheels later. So anyways, you'll see that content for sure. All right, so let's start off with something that might be a little more interesting, like anything I hate about this car, or anything that you know, I wasn't really ready for, that sort of thing. The thing that I would say, especially about the E39 M5 platform, is my car had like $18,000 worth of work done before I bought it. Like the 2 years prior, the owners put in, I have the bills, they're 18 grand or more. So it's a lot of money from a shop. So you're like, oh wow, well all this stuff's done, like it'll probably save me money. Well, it saves you money on those things, but there's always going to be something else, which is kind of why I call it a lifestyle. So although a lot of stuff was done, suspension was done, and lots of gaskets and all the fluids have been done, the clutch was done, the pixels were done, the headlights have been replaced because the other ones were foggy. I mean, the list was really, really long. So although all that stuff was done, I still needed to buy plugs and coils because I felt like the engine was it just didn't feel right. And then I got like a stutter at one point, and it could have been anything. It could have just been me, or just me making it up, but I hadn't seen those on the list. And although coils aren't insanely expensive, you know, when you're buying those plus the plugs plus a bunch of other stuff, it definitely adds up. So I bought plugs and coils. I did windshield wipers. I also bought the headlights, which I mentioned. I had to do all new front pads and rotors, and then I did a new brake caliper up front. So that was just like the stuff I had planned, and then you have an extra 50% of time and money of stuff you don't plan. So I feel like unless you're getting like a 30,000 mile like M5 from EAG or something, and you're spending 80 grand or whatever on it, you're gonna have this kind of experience to some degree. And my advice is not to fight it. So hopefully if you bought one of these cars, you kind of know it's not like buying a normal new car. And if you're saying, why would you buy it then? Well, then you're just not the right person for these cars. You're kind of missing the point here. But anyways, this car is a pleasure. It really is. It's so nice to have a fresh clutch. The gauge cluster works good. I'm getting over 20 miles a gallon on the highway. It's super fast. Like, it's pretty fast. Like, it's quick. I don't want to say fast because it is kind of fast, but it's also not as fast as new cars. See what I mean? It's so nice just to look down there. Oh, we're turning right. Cool. Put the blinker on. Insert blinker joke. But we can roll out a second here, even just going a few miles an hour. Yeah, I mean, this car, again, it's old, but it really was, you know, really well respected, you know, being the fastest car in the world for a period of time. That's kind of cool. I don't normally recommend driving with one hand, but you know, I can shift here. You guys get the idea. And the wind noise now is the sunroof popped it because it was a little warm in here. But you guys can see 65 and 5th, go down to 4th, go down to 3rd. Give it. I mean, the speedo climbs, guys. It really climbs. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. It's a little bit of POV. Maybe I'll do a couple more of these in the future. But the speedo, even at 80, climbs almost as quick as, you know, starting from, you know, a stop almost. It's kind of a cool feeling, you know, not like an electric car, but it really pulls. It pulls really good. I'm a fan. Can you tell? Can you tell that I'm a fan? Feels good. All right, that's it. Country roads, take me home. It's like butter every time. It's like butter. I had my buddy Adam drive this car, and he's never driven an M5, I don't think. And he's just said how buttery it is. It's like the engine, the transmission, all that stuff. I could talk every single video about how smooth and happy this car is just to go just high speeds. It's not a cornering king, and the steering, one of my gripes I've always had with these cars is the frickin' steering rack. It has like a dead spot in the middle, and then that kind of initial turn in, it just doesn't feel that great. It's fine, you know, with the power and stuff. It kind of you know, has sort of a gentleman's way of doing it, but I just feel like it could be better. So that's definitely a gripe. Again, it's a 5 Series, so we're trying to take that into consideration here. But this car, what I thought I was buying was generally what I got, which is always nice, because it would suck, of course, when you buy something you think it's a certain level and it's not that. Of course, if it's lower, that would suck even more. Alright, so one thing that really has been annoying me about this car is there's like wind noise coming from the rear somewhere. So it almost sounds like a door seal or a window seal or something like that is like open, or the seal is busted. The only thing I can find that I think it might be would be the trunk seal. There's a tiny little gash in it. Other than that, I've had a couple guys mention some sort of vent thing behind the back bumper, so I may have to look into that. But if you guys have any suggestions, please shoot them my way. But there's like wind noise, especially at higher speeds, and it's just really annoying. We're gonna turn down this road. I don't even know where this goes, but this is like back roads of Ohio. It's enough. I think this is what people think all of Ohio is like. This is not. This is a lot of Ohio, I guess, but put it in sport mode here. 6,500. 80. I mean, it's plenty quick. I literally have to pick a different road so the sun is aiming in the right spot. This car is set up pretty good. It's putting the power down. You know, the clutch isn't slipping. The suspension doesn't feel all over the place. The steering feels good. Again, it's like the normal gripe that I have with the, you know, the factory steering. The engine sounds good. The one thing about the engine, I know that these cars sound a little like a diesel, and this one, as an earlier model, although it's had the engine updates, because it was after, I think, May, like March or May of 2000, I think they did the updates to the engine. The piston rings, I believe, is the update that was helping with oil consumption. This engine sounds more like a diesel than my 03, and I don't know if that's common, but you guys can definitely let me know. I don't know if just the later models just had a little more, they're just tightened up a little bit or whatever. They changed a couple more things, but it definitely sounds more like a diesel. And then the one thing I did notice is upon startup, the first like 5 seconds, it has sort of a not a weird sound, but it almost sounds like everything's kind of, it's not a fan noise, because I just did the fan clutch, so I don't think it's like the fan clutch engaging. I don't know exactly what it is, but for the first like 5 seconds, at some point I'll have to get a clip of it. It sounds a little, it just sounds a little different, and then it completely goes away, and I never ever hear it again. So it's only on startup. I'm not sure exactly what that is, so that's me asking you guys if you know. But yeah, so this car is good. I mean, I really can't wait to get it detailed properly, and then of course having the paint protection film gone, and then well, we will get the wheels kind of figured out. I think I'm going to keep them the way they are for now, just get new tires. yeah, I mean, the car is happy to go fast. It really is. So this person, gotta be careful. You never know what people are gonna do. Oh, one thing that's on the list, these hot and cool buttons for the AC. I had to buy a used set because I couldn't find them. And I bought a Chinese knockoff set, which I'll never do again. And they don't fit right, of course, because the button thing in the back isn't the same. So don't buy knockoff stuff for this car. I figured it was worth rolling the dice for 30 bucks, so I'll just return them. I'm sure that sounds obvious to a bunch of you, but I'd never done it, and it was on eBay, so I'm like, I'll get them in a couple of weeks. Yeah, this engine, I think this is like one of the best V8s. I mean, this just feels so right. It needs a little more noise out back. It needs a little more noise. I haven't figured that out yet. Maybe a rear section just to give it just a little bit of punch, like when you're on it, something like that. I don't know, we'll see what I find. You never know. No issues with oil consumption, by the way, so if you guys are curious, I've checked it, I've driven it several thousand miles, and I haven't experienced any issues refilling it. Oh, on the way home I did, but it might have been slightly low. But other than that, that was the only time. So it's definitely not a significant issue with this car. So 135,000, and it seems pretty good. Guys, I think that's it. Wow, look at this road. I haven't been on this road. I'm in the southern country roads of Ohio. I've never gone this way, so that's why it's cool to have a fun car like this, is it just takes you places you wouldn't normally go. I would definitely never drive this way, but it's pretty cool. So again, I'll figure out this camera mount situation. It's not doing its job here. It's holding it up, but it's moving all around. So guys, thank you again for watching. As usual, the videos and the content, I love doing this, especially for things I'm excited for, and it's nice to share. So, and it's also nice to consume information that you guys give me, right? So additional content, comments, whatever, it's cool. It's definitely makes owning cars like these really fun. So more content to come, post questions as usual. I'll see you guys next time.